It's
I
not.
didn't think so.
gluten free,
Yeah,
but
I
it's a
didn't think
vegan
so.
But he
macaroni
did
and
make
cheese.
the one. I
No.
thought the almond
One was
mhm.
almond, but no,
Mhm.
it was still.
It was still gluten.
And
Okay.
he used regular
All
gluten.
right.
Because remember, everything that looks good ain't really good for. I mean, that's not. Let me.
Okay. Anyway, back to herbs and spices.
Yeah.
It's not really safe for
So
me,
therefore,
but it tastes good.
All right.
But
You know me, I'm all real. I love Dr. Baruch. I love Everlasting Life.
but I wanted, because I also found out that there was 10 delicious herbs and spices that were powerful, that had good health.
Yeah, healing spices as well.
Yeah, talked
So,
about that.
Yeah. So, okay, well, we started out talking about the plant, and so the leafy part of the plant versus the stem, the green part of the plant.
Mm-hmm.
So the spices are the parts of the plant that are from the leafy portion, and then your herbs are, the spices from the leafy portion, and the bit as the root stem, the stem, bark, seeds. Examples of herbs, we talked about basil and thyme. What was it, thyme or thyme? Look, I'm going to thyme. Yes, thank you. Yes. And parsley and mint, those are just some of the ones, the most popular ones, some of the more popular ones, not most popular, some of the more popular ones that we cook with. So knowing that the spices are a part of the plant other than the leafy bit, then again, when we were talking about our garden and our soil and what we treat them with, that's the part that you have to be conscientious about. And that's why we were swaying more towards the organic spices, because we know that the actual plant has not been tainted with some of the things that we talked about previously. But despite that clarification, according to the American Spice Trade Association, spices are defined as any dried plant used primarily for seasoning purposes. This really, so that broadens the definition of spices, allowing it to include the herbs, dehydrated veggies, spice blends, and spice seeds.
I'm glad they brought in
using
seeds.
the whole plant. Yes.
Yeah,
So we're using the whole plant. Yeah, yeah.
A lot of folks don't realize that nutmeg, pepper, those are the seeds of the plant.
From the nut, yes.
You know.
Yeah, yeah.
Almonds.
So, yeah. So when we get into the nutritional portions, let's talk about some of the herbs. And we'll start with basil.
That's a leaf.
Yes.
That comes from the leaf of the bush.
Yep. So the basil, we know. Well, what are some of the dishes that you've created or cooked using basil, Rosa?
Basil is basically an Italian herb that's used in soups. Mixed vegetables. I actually put basil in my mixed vegetables. When I'm cooking greens of all kinds. That's one of the herbs that I use in my greens, soup, sauces.
Yeah.
And I don't mean just Italian. It's basically one of the ingredients that they use for Italian food, but it's not necessarily derived or meant to be only used with Italian dishes. Basil is an amazing herb. It just does so much healing. Yeah. A lot of times we don't really realize that the herbs that we actually use in our food are double dosed, and they not only make the food taste good, but they actually have healing properties in it. And your family did it, and it used to grow right in the backyard as a weed.
Yes,
I don't know if it still does.
For some.
Some places it probably does.
But let's talk about some of the mega healing properties for basil, because it's good for inflammation. And if it's good for inflammation, then 9 times out of 10 it's good for arthritis.
Yes, because that is a major inflammation of the bones and joints. And for those people who do not know what inflammation means, ladies, you want to add to them? Because that's a word that we use a lot on this show. It means your body is being inflamed with infection in some form or fashion. Isn't that something?
Yeah.
And most diseases or diseases in your body begin with inflammation.
Oh, wow. Yeah, so that means it's helping your body fight It's
Just
helping your
cooking.
body fight, right?
So just by cooking. Cooking with them. You could actually add it too in your juices.
Flip it.
How many people do
David. Yeah.
do morning juices or juice during the course of the day?
Yeah.
This is also good in that.
Now, another one I was surprised at is mint was
Ah.
on this list. And I know that it helps with digestion. But during the summer, when we were doing some of our workshops, we used to talk about our mint tea and mint lemonade, putting it in your ice and stuff like that. So it wasn't just that breath refresher, but it also added taste to the lemonade or the smoothie that we were making. But it helps with digestion,
Yes.
but it also helps with asthma.
Yes, it does.
Yes,
It
also
cleans
helps
up
with
your
asthma.
passageways.
Yes.
And also, it's a rejuvenation. Peppermint is also used to cut fevers.
Mhm.
If you have a fever, you can dampen your washcloth or pour some a drop or two in some cold water,
Mhm.
and take the cloth and just wipe yourself down. It'll
Yeah.
cool your body.
So it'll help aid your body with that fever.
Mhm.
It'll help break
Also,
the
if you're tired and overwhelmed, peppermint oil or peppermint itself, because you can grind it up and put it in your foods too. But the oil itself will actually rejuvenate you. There's a spot on the back of your neck, right, like the dent between your crown, your head, your neck. That's a good spot to rejuvenate.
What's the name of that spot?
Right, at the back of your head. Do you know,
That,
Roland?
that cranial, what's the name of that spot? You said it one time. When we were talking to you, you were teasing us one day. You said it
It's a
one
little
time.
dent right at the
The
top
back
of your neck.
cranium. The back of your cranium.
Well, anyway, if you feel behind your neck, right here, you'll feel it. That spot is a spot that actually can energize your body if you press it 3 times. But if you put some oil in your hand, mint, we haven't talked about lemon. Lemon works too. Mint, you put a drop on your hand and you press it right there 3 times. It will rejuvenate your body.
And that was
And then found out some more stuff about the mint. That's what I was trying to, while y'all was talking, I was
Okay.
looking up, it was saying that,
Occipital lobe.
Is that what
that
it
it's
is?
used externally for oils or tea, it can be used as a repel for mosquitoes.
Oh,
And then it
yes.
says this herb is easiest to consume in a beverage form, as we already talked about, and also adventurous and cooked added to a meat dish or dessert recipe. And like she was saying, oh no, wait a minute, so herbs like lemon, balm, or oregano, and marjoram technically belongs to the mint family.
So oregano and what
Yes,
else?
oregano and
Lemon.
marjoram.
Marjoram.
Lemon balm.
Oh,
They say
okay,
lemon
marjoram.
balm. Mhm.
Okay.
And that's the reason why margarine is one of our oils that we use in our
Yeah, for the pain
relief.
assessment.
Yeah.
You know, with something else I do know. So we're gonna make our peppermint the oil that we're discussed today, because I know when you put that in your water, they say it's for digestion. It surely is.
Yes,
it will
it will.
definitely
It will,
help your
definitely.
digestic tract.
Definitely.
It'll give it a kick, a
They
jump
have those
start.
muscles too, and cold
Yes.
that colon.
Yeah, so it would definitely give it a jump
You
start.
know, mint is really good too. And she was saying about food. For those people who love lamb, that's a perfect herb for lamb. I don't know why, but it is. You know, we put
Because
the-
it's a tough meat.
it is.
Yeah, it's
So you think it tenderizes
it
a
must
little bit?
it has to.
I know it's juicy. Not as juicy as duck, but I
Well, you know, and
it.
it also is very rancid. You know,
Yes, that's a tainted-
tastes, yeah, it
probably
tastes like
tainted.
it's
Wild.
it's a wild.
Yeah, so it probably tames it a little bit.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm turning this, but you all would have to let me know if it's got you.
Oh,
You know,
okay.
if it's focusing
Yeah,
on you.
it's
So,
on
because
the wall.
some of my viewers were saying they could not see who's speaking.
Oh,
So
okay.
I was trying to
Yeah.
I
make
told
sure
you
I
these are
captured
not
everybody.
these are not roaming instruments. We'll get there.
Yeah, we'll get there.
Maybe we
These are
should
our
introduce
phones.
ourselves, huh? You want us to say, this is Rosa J. Hart.
Yes.
This is Miss Charlene Brown. We're here to accommodate you, so thank you. I'm just making fun.
All right.
We appreciate
All right.
whatever you have to offer us
Yes.
to assist us.
But if you want to see us, we are live streaming. So elifemedia.net,
Oh, that's right.
and that way you can catch our beautiful colored pictures on the screen there. If you can download the app. So yeah, there you go.
We're all the
That's-
way live in picture form. Oh, I am loving that.
Yeah, it's a nice, beautiful colored picture. Okay, so parsley. I know that everybody I know, I think, cooks with parsley, right?
Yes.
And I used to say, what is that? You know, they use it for a garnish or they use it in the meal. And never knew that it had nutritional properties as well. I mean, because you always see it as a garnish, you know, or even in your, your onion, pepper, and have a little parsley. I used to just think, okay, it's pretty because it's green and people just dashing it on there
Most
because that's
people
their
feel that.
finishing touch.
And guess what? They leave it right there on that plate.
And they don't eat it. Mint also. When it's on, when somebody, the culinary or the chef has done all that work and made that plate so picture perfect, and they put that dash on the side, like you said, some people after duck or lamb will pick it up and bite into it. But normally, I always thought most of them were saying for their breath, not knowing the nutritional properties. So parsley, again, rheumatoid arthritis. So another one, an antioxidant rich, fights cancer and high in vitamin C and iron. So that's another hint for those that are taking the
Chemo.
Taking the chemo.
You know,
to
and
help you
I also, again, you remember that the ABC juice book that Longevity
Yes, I
has?
remember.
I love this book. This book has herbal, vegetable, juice combinations for all illnesses, and they are so simple. And like a handful of parsley for cancer, and one stalk of carrot juice. And I think it's
So they told you what to blend
right,
for
right.
the juice.
Just for
that
you.
particular-
For me, a person like myself who have who are associated with diabetes, carrot, parsley, and string beans,
Okay.
or carrot, parsley, and Brussels sprouts and string beans.
Oh, my favorite, one of my favorites.
Of course, they never put fruit in them,
Vegetables.
but you can put something green in it, like a kiwi or a green apple. Slice, not a whole one, just a quarter of each. Because you just want to change the taste a little, so it won't be so vegetable-y. But most people people who drink vegetable juices don't mind it tasting
Don't
like
mind the taste. It's an acquired, just like we're talking about the mac and cheese. It's an acquired taste. And I know for me, when I juice with that combination, I'm juicing for a healing property. I'm like, oh, still not sweet enough. Still not sweet enough. So I gotta find that fruit, maybe that apple or something to help sweeten it up a little bit.
And surprisingly,
that acquired taste for me.
green apples do not harm it or come in between the healing.
Exactly.
Because they are green apples, and most of the green apples, unless you get a delicious green apple, and they usually turn yellow eventually when they're ripe. But if you get it at that stage, it's sweet enough, but not
Yes,
as
it doesn't
sweet,
take away from
right,
it.
from the
Exactly.
healing. Because let me remind you, 1 gram of sugar, I don't care what it comes from, will stop your immune system from functioning for 24 hours. Look it up.
Woo! 1 gram.
And 1 gram, for those people who have no clue, is about the size and the weight of a pack of sugar. You know those sugar packs that you put into your coffee? That's about the size of the weight of a gram.
You just gave me a stop that, kill that vision. Because every time we sit down and people get their coffee, and how many packs they pick up like 4 or 5 and put it in their coffee. Oh, and then want to have a nutritional meal. But they've already stopped the process before they even took the meal. I said, I'm just going to have a salad today. But you just had that iced tea. Iced tea is the hardest thing to sweeten.